Hello everyone and welcome to today's very special webinar. I'm really excited everybody could join us today. Today we're definitely going to have a very unique and special webinar because usually on my webinars I talk a lot about how to get business credit, how to get financing, and a lot of topics that relate to that. But very rarely, and I mean very rarely, do I actually do a webinar that talks about the actual opportunity to offer business credit and financing as a product, to offer it as a service, to help entrepreneurs and get paid in doing so. As a matter of fact, this is so rare that I think last year I only did 2 of these type of webinars, and I usually do at least 2 to 4 webinars a month. So again, very rare, very exclusive, very glad that you can join us today. So today we're going to dive in. We're going to be talking about exactly how you can make money offering business credit and financing. And when you leave this webinar today, you're going to know exactly how you can get started, how you can easily offer business credit and financing for your customers and get paid in doing so. So I'm really, again, excited that you were able to join us today. Let's go ahead and jump in. Now, just so you know, I am going to stay and answer questions after the webinar. This is something I usually don't do because I usually have another webinar right after my main webinar here. But I actually schedule my next webinar far enough out that I'm going to be hanging around answering any questions you have. So if you have questions along the way, feel free to write them down, type them into the questions box, and I'm going to try to make sure that everybody's questions get answered before we wrap up this webinar today. So let's jump in. First of all, would you like to make a lot of money? I hope so, because that's exactly what we're here for today. You've really made the right decision for attending, because this is exactly what we're going to be going over today. All we're going to be talking about today is how you can get paid money, a lot of money, to actually help business owners get what they need in business credit and funding. As a matter of fact, the special guest that I have on my next webinar actually has had multiple days where she's made over $20,000 in a single day selling business credit. So there's a lot of money to be made in the business credit and financing space, and that's all we're going to be covering. It's all we're going to be diving into today. And this webinar is going to really apply to you, whether you're just starting a business or you're thinking of adding another income stream to your existing business. So I know a lot of you are on here thinking about a business to get into. While a lot of you on here this webinar today are thinking about adding another income stream to your already existing business, whether it be successful and profitable right now or not. So either way, this is going to work really well for you. We've seen a lot of clients apply what you're about to learn to just get started and start a brand new venture. We've seen equally as many clients get involved and actually start, they're offering it as a secondary service. Some of them are accountants, some of them are financial planners, some mortgage brokers, and they're offering this as a secondary service, business credit and financing. A lot of them convert and end up changing from offering it as a secondary service to, once they see the profit potential, you're offering it as a primary service. So whether you're here just thinking about offering business credit and financing as a side product to your existing business or as a business in its own, you're going to get a lot out of today's webinar. So first, before we go a lot further, let me introduce myself. There's me. My name's Ty Crandall. I'm actually the Director of Business Services here at Credit Suite. This is what we do at Credit Suite. What we actually do as a company is we help customers offer business credit and financing for their customers, and we then service customers so then our partners don't have to actually do any work. So I've got a lot of experience in this game, and as you'll see, I've done a lot regarding business credit. A lot of you already know me in the space. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. First of all, I've spent about 17 years in the finance industry. Okay, I got out of the military about many years ago, and after I got out of the military, I actually got into the financial services space, and I've been here ever since. So I've spent about 17 years in a lot of different aspects in the financial services space. I've personally oversaw or had underneath me probably funded $100 million in funding, whether it be residential or business funding. So I have a lot of experience when it comes to financing. I've seen a lot of things. I've probably seen over 10,000 credit reports in my career, and I know a lot about business credit financing as well as on the consumer side. I actually built and sold one of the largest credit companies in the Southeast United States, and this is something you'll probably never talk to somebody who's actually done. Okay, it's very tough to build and sell any business business, let alone an actual credit improvement company. But this is something I actually did many years ago. And in large part due to what you're about to learn during this webinar. Okay, I actually used exactly what I'm about to teach you, applied it to our business, our revenue shot out the roof, and within a year our numbers had changed so dramatically that we had multiple buyers, and I ended up selling that company many years ago. So I've actually got a lot of experience in building businesses, in making them successful, all the way through to actually selling businesses. Even now to date, I have ownership interest in several businesses that are very successful. So I have a lot of experience. I'm really what you would define as a serial entrepreneur. And I also speak about business credit worldwide. Okay, I'm invited to conferences as far as Australia, in a lot of other places around the world, and I speak at a lot of obligations around the nation. As a matter of fact, if you're ever on my YouTube channel, you'll see clips of me in any of my reels of speaking on stage. You'll even see some of my actual presentations from speaking on stage, from groups as small as 30 people and as large as thousands of different people. So I have a lot of experience in speaking on the topics of business credit and financing. I've also authored two of the best-selling books on credit repair and business credit. Perfect Credit, you can get on Amazon, as one of the best-selling books on credit repair. Business Credit Decoded, flat out, is the best-selling book on business credit that's out there. And as a matter of fact, I'm even going to teach you at the end of this webinar how you can get your hands on that exact same book, that you can actually make it your own and get it out on Amazon yourself to build authority and actually make some money, actually make quite a bit of money on these book sales now. It actually has become a really nice secondary income, although it wasn't what I intended in the beginning. I just intentionally did it to build a little bit of credibility, and that was many years ago. And now that has actually grown to become the biggest selling business credit book, and I do a lot of volume. A lot of people inquire with me about what's in that book. I'm also a business credit authority. You'll see me on news stations, radio shows. If you've ever been to my website, tycrandall.com, you'll actually see I've got a lot of clips from radio shows. I think some from newscast and TV shows that I'm on. I'm often interviewed because if you do any research on me, you'll see that I'm really a very well-known guru expert in the business credit space. There's not a lot of us that are gurus and experts in the business credit space, and I think if you do any research using my name into Google or anything like that, you'll find that I have a very elaborate reputation for helping people succeed in building their business credit. And most importantly, currently I oversee the largest business credit partner division in the United States. Our company is the largest business credit provider in the country, period. We have about 600 partners now around the country that offer business credit services. We cover 49 of 50 states we have representation in. We help thousands of people. I'm not sure how many. I think in the last 3 years, between 6,000 and 7,000 people build their business credit, not to mention that we fund millions of dollars, excuse me, every month in business funding. So we are very elaborate in helping people get business credit and funding. We already dominate the business credit space, and we're becoming a real powerhouse in the business financing space. So I don't tell you this to boast. Like, that's not my intention. If you know me personally, you know I'm a very humble person. I get very uncomfortable talking about myself at all. But I tell you this because I want you to know that the contents that you're about to learn don't come from me speculating. This is actually from fact. I'm going to teach you everything from what we've actually seen succeed in the business credit space. I have more elaborate experience in helping people succeed in running business credit and financing operations than probably anybody else you'll ever talk to. So I have a lot of experience in this, and I've really dedicated my life to helping people navigate this difficult financial environment that so many people get stuck in. Because again, as an entrepreneur, if you can get your hands on money and credit, well then being successful isn't that hard of a challenge, but it becomes very challenging if you can't get your hands on that oh so crucial business credit and financing. So what we're going to cover today, well, how you can offer a turnkey business credit and financing solution to your customers without creating it from scratch and having to service the customers yourself. This was the biggest problem I faced running a credit company. And I used to own a credit repair company at Ken that I sold, and we quickly learned that we wanted to offer business credit and financing. And Quite honestly, it was our customers that told us that that's something we should offer. We had customer after customer after customer coming to us and saying, look, you've done a great job helping me repair my consumer credit. Now I'm very interested in getting involved and actually building my corporate credit, building business credit, building financing and getting financing. We didn't have experience. We didn't know how it was involved. So we were looking for something that was an easy way to incorporate it. It didn't exist. And that's part of why I got into this space and part of why I'm here talking to you today, because what I'm about to show you is the only turnkey solution that's out there that really gives you the ability to offer business credit and financing without spending years and years becoming an expert in the field, learning everything there is to learn, getting your customers, developing all the marketing training resources. You're about to learn about how to get access to a turnkey system where you could just offer the product and services and get paid without having to go through all the rhetoric that's involved in trying to do it for yourself from scratch. You're also going to learn how your customers can receive the most elaborate concierge coaching while you get all the credit for their success. Okay, you're going to learn how you can actually offer business credit and financing, have those customers supported by the most experienced team that's out there that knows about business credit and financing, that helps them every single step along the way while you get that credit for the success. You get those texts, you get those calls, those thank you calls for actually helping the entrepreneur do what many of them think can't be done. And really that's what it's about, is helping entrepreneurs in the easiest, most streamlined way possible to get their hands on what they need, which is money and credit, without you breaking your back and breaking the bank trying to figure out how to do it on your own. You're also going to learn how you can earn thousands of dollars with each business credit sale and earn thousands of dollars more in funding commissions. Look, this is a very profitable space. Okay, although helping an entrepreneur really is the main mission of why we're here, you know, it's nice to have a secondary mission of getting paid a lot of money. And that's one of the things that really attracted me to business credit and financing, is coming from owning a credit improvement business where we were making $150 to $200 per customer, to come into something like this where I literally was earning thousands of dollars per customer, and where we have existing clients earning many thousands of dollars per customer, is very, very, very rewarding. As a matter of fact, Sandy, one of my clients who's getting ready to come on my next webinar that's just exclusively for our clients, she actually makes over $4,000 per customer that she sells in business credit. And again, as I mentioned earlier, I've seen her on at least 2 days make over $20,000 in a day in sales. And I just happened to see that because she did it while she was at one of my live events where I was a speaker. She was there during the weekend, and one of those days of each of those events, I saw her make the $20,000 in sales over a day. So again, don't get me wrong, that might be an extreme case. How much you make with this depends on the actions that you actually take. If you do nothing, you make nothing. But again, I'm going to map out for you a process that's not just a concept, but proven for you to make that kind of money. And on average, conservatively, our clients make about $2,000 per sale. So you can make thousands of dollars in front end and back end commissions with business credit, which is something on top of helping entrepreneurs and why it should be very appealing. And you're going to learn how to do all this while helping customers secure life-changing amounts of credit money for their business at the best terms available. You know, the truth is I could sit here for hours and my hairs stand on end when I get to this part, because, you know, we've helped so many people and we've just heard so many congratulatory stories of what they've done for their business. And that's part of the reason that I'm here, and I hope that you're here. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated that so many entrepreneurs have great ideas and concepts, but yet nobody will give them the financial help they need to get those off the ground. And I'm a firm believer of how great this country is great, but how even more great it would be if we could help these entrepreneurs get the money in their hands to execute their ideas. And when you do that, when you're part of that, you get these late night texts, you get these voicemails, you get these emails from people talking about how it literally changed their life, how much they appreciate you giving them a chance when nobody else would give them a chance, and them showing you what they did with that chance that you gave them. And in a lot of cases, in most cases that we've seen, the results are spectacular. I mean, people are very wise to reinvest their money into their business and grow at levels that even in many cases they didn't think they could do, all because somebody gave them a chance and put the money and credit in their actual hand. So beyond what we're going to cover today, you're going to learn how to access a turnkey system with all the resources you'll need to successfully market and sell build business credit, including lots of marketing goodies, marketing flyers, webinars, videos with professional voiceovers, email and social media content, free reports, ebooks. Okay, a lot of items that'll give you instant credibility, like websites, articles, press releases, customer testimonials, and training from the best in the business, the people that are selling business credit and financing now, on exactly how to be successful. Look, it was a tough road for me when I decided to get into business credit, because everything I'm showing you how to get access to didn't exist. It just didn't exist. So for me to get into the industry, I had to learn everything there was to learn by myself. I had to learn how to coach. I had to learn how all these sources worked. I had to get in and learn and develop all of this content that's necessary to run a successful business in the space, and none of it was available. It's not like I could go online and type in business credit emails and find people that could give me access to all the content that I need. And somebody actually emailed me the other day and said, "Ty, I saw your book on starting a credit repair business, and you know, I got to tell you, there's a lot of the stuff that sounds good and I'd like to do it, but how am I supposed to have time while running my business?" Well, that's the catch-22. Most people don't have the time. And luckily for you being part of this webinar, you're about to learn how you can actually get your hands on all those resources without having to spend the time, energy, and money developing them yourself. So beyond that, we're also going to discover how you and your clients can easily and quickly build excellent business credit. And that's really the score that you're going to need to get cash and credit to build and grow your business, and you're going to be able to learn how to get this in 60 days or less. You know, last week on my YouTube channel, somebody had responded to one of my videos, and I reply to all the comments as I reply to all my emails personally, and they said, you know, this doesn't work. I went into my bank and I tried to get cash credit and it didn't work. They made me provide my social and I fixed my personal credit, and only then was I able to do it. And I responded and said, unfortunately, of the 3 biggest mistakes you can make in building business credit, you just made 2. You started with cash credit, you provided your social. The truth is, any business, even if you're just opening a brand new business, can get corporate credit. This is credit that's linked to your EIN, not your social security number. And since it's linked to your EIN, it doesn't report to the personal credit reporting agencies. They don't even pull your social. You don't even provide your social on the application for them to pull your personal credit, and therefore you're not personally liable. And there's a ton of benefits that business credit provides. It's fast to build. It's actually not too difficult to build if you know how to do it. The credit limits are 10 to 100 times that of consumer credit per SBA themselves. And any successful business that grows to a highly successful level has to have business credit. Whether you're talking about a privately owned or publicly owned company, every company inadvertently has to build business credit to get as big as they are. But most people don't know how to. Most people get stumped, and those that try usually fail because they don't know what to do. But today, you're going to learn and see a system to get corporate credit for yourself and for your customers that works very well, you can get regardless of personal credit and get without a personal guarantee. Then you're going to learn how you can immediately start using that credit score to get the credit you want, how to get Target credit cards, Walmart, Staples, Lowe's, even Visa, Discover, American Express cards that you can use absolutely anywhere you want to use. This is a whole other world other people don't even know exists. And completely embarrassingly, I admit that when I first started my credit repair company in the early years, I didn't know that you could get this kind of credit either. And once I did, we took off, because being able to get people this kind of credit, regardless of their personal credit quality, is huge. And realistically, we should all do this. We can't keep making mistakes where you're using your personal credit cards that report on your personal credit for business purposes. It tanks your personal credit quality and scores and ruins your ability to get future business financing and consumer financing and credit because you're using it for business purposes. So you want to enjoy this whole other world of EIN credit where you can get $12,000 Target cards and $10,000 Dell cards and $30,000 Visa MasterCards in your business name without a personal credit check, without a personal guarantee. I'm going to walk you through how to do that. And you're going to see how you can get business financing even if you don't buy anything from or any of your customers don't buy anything from you first. This is one of the best parts I love about what we do. Imagine being able to sell somebody something for $3,000 and make $2,000 plus in profit and get them the money they need to buy it. To get them a $50,000 loan that they can use to buy what they need to build their credit and to buy anything else that you want to sell them and anything else they need to use to grow their business. You're going to discover how this is possible today. This way, you can actually make money without having to even charge the customer up front anything. And this is something I learned from owning a successful mortgage business, is that in a mortgage practice, I loved it because I could make thousands and thousands of dollars. I did jumbo loans where I made $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 per deal, and the customer paid nothing out of pocket. And that's so rewarding because the customer is rewarded. They don't have to spend money out of pocket. They get a lot of money in return, and you can earn a lot of fees without even having to worry about charging them. But let's face it, most people fail. Okay, when you're trying to build business credit, especially if you're trying to start, grow, and build a successful business, most entrepreneurs fail. It's very sad. Statistically, over 90% of business owners fail, and those statistics will change based on the time frame that you're doing the actual measurement. But one thing is consistently true, whether it's SBA or anybody else that does surveys on this, the vast majority of businesses fail. Many business owners have good ideas, they have good concepts, but they don't get the expected results because they don't have a proven system. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to actually execute an idea and make it into a successful business. They're trying to sell products and services that really aren't in demand. It's another reason we see business owners fail. They're trying to sell things that people don't really need. And this is one of the things I've learned about being an entrepreneur. If you can solve a problem, then you can be successful. And it's not hard to be successful if you're solving a really big problem. And let's all admit that entrepreneurs not being able to get credit and money they need to start and grow is a massive problem. As a matter of fact, per the 90% of failures per SBA, the vast majority of these failures take place because people can't access the capital they need to grow the business. It is proven that it's the #1 reason businesses fail, and a lot of reasons people fail is because, again, they don't offer a product and services that solves a problem as big as entrepreneurs not being able to get money. Another reason people fail is their business products and services have no real big profit margins. I experienced this firsthand in the credit repair business. Okay, we made $150 when somebody first signed up for credit repair, and that was tough because we had to advertise to get these people in the door. And to be able to get an ROI or return on investment when you're making so little is very, very, very difficult. And that was a very difficult business to build and scale because our profit margins were so small, as a lot of people fail because of that exact same thing. Okay, and I see a lot of people even getting in. One of my buddies just got in to the e-vape business, and it floors me because their profit margins are so small that they need such a high volume of customers to even make any real money. Whereas today you're going to learn about how to only sell 3 customers, 4 customers, 5 customers, and make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Another reason people fail is they don't have high-value services people are willing to pay for, and that's what it takes. Look, it's one thing to be able to make a lot of money per sale, but the only happens if you're offering a product or service that has such high value that people will pay you that money. And realistically, there's not a ton of products and services out there that people will fork over thousands of dollars and feel like they must have. And that's another reason a lot of entrepreneurs fail. Today, you're going to learn how to overcome that and have a very high-value product and service that people will willingly pay for. And another reason people fail is they just don't have any idea on how to start, build, and grow a successful business. They don't have a system to follow. And look, let's be honest. If you have a system to follow, it's not that difficult. If somebody says, do this in this order, execute here, here's everything you need to run a successful business, this is exactly how to put it in place, the vast majority of business owners would be successful. But a lot of people get into business, they don't anticipate 90% of what they're going to experience, and they fail as a result of not having that guidance, of not having that system. But look, I don't want to waste your time today, okay? This is going to be a 90-minute webinar and worth every minute to you. But the realism is that you're entrepreneurs, and I know how valuable your time is. I am a stickler for how valuable my time is, and I know you are too. So let me point out that this webinar might not be for you if you're looking for money to fall out of the sky without doing any work to obtain it. It's just not going to happen. I'm going to teach you a system that if you execute and take action, you can make you a lot of money. But if you don't execute and take action, you won't make money. So if that's what you're looking for, then you probably don't want to be here. If you're looking for big dollars by tomorrow, again, probably not the webinar for you. I'm going to teach you how to execute a system where within a week you can start getting paid if you're willing to take action. But if you need $50,000 to pay off an IRS tax lien tomorrow, then this might not be the right place for you. This isn't any kind of get-rich-quick scheme. It's just not the place for that. Also, if you're trying to build and sell bogus shelf companies, people don't need, get out of here. I don't even want you here. Shelf companies are bogus. They're not legitimate. Nobody needs to pay thousands of dollars for a corporation that looks like it's been on the shelf. And the truth is the FTC, banks, everybody against this looks at this almost as nearly fraud, and they have a lot of checks now to point these things out. So if that's your intention, don't even think about staying. It's just not the right place for you. The same as if you're thinking about doing anything unethical or legal with this information. Look, I'm about to teach you how to get money for a business, how to get corporate credit where there's no personal liability. So you can imagine there's people wetting their whistle, licking their lips, thinking about getting a bunch of money, spending it, and then never paying it back. If that's your intention, just get out of here. That's not what this is about. This is about you getting money to grow and helping entrepreneurs do the same thing and earn money in return. Definitely not a place for you if that is your intention. On the other hand, this is a perfect place for you if you're looking to start a profitable business or looking to add an income stream to your existing business. When I added exactly what I'm about to teach you to my credit repair business, within 90 days our profits increased within 90 days our profits increased 60%. That's crazy. For any business to increase profits 60% a year is crazy. To do it in 90 days when you've got a business that you've had open for 5 years is unheard of. And again, that is something you're going to learn how to do today. Not only I have done it, we've got a lot of clients that have done exactly the same thing. You like the idea of selling something of high value and that's in demand and earning high commissions. Believe it or not, I know people that like to sell cheaper stuff. They're more comfortable there and they like to make only a little bit of money. Well, this isn't the place for you if that's what you're looking for, because we're going to teach you how to make a lot of money with a short amount or a small amount of customers and sales and earn really high commissions in return. If you like to help people and like the concept of helping business owners grow and prosper, you're going to hear me talk a lot about this during the webinar because I'm very passionate about it. It's definitely a great place for you to be. And if you like the idea of only needing to sell something and not being responsible for all the work involved in servicing, then this is definitely a good place for you to be. So let me take you a second and tell you exactly why I can help. Look, like a lot of you on this call, if you don't think you can quickly build a highly profitable business, I know how you feel. I've been there before, okay? I actually had a credit repair company that I built for years, and unfortunately, I found myself selling what people really didn't want. They didn't really want credit repair. What they wanted was to get a home loan or get a mortgage. They didn't want to take the step that was needed to repair their credit to get there. So it was a very difficult struggle. It was hard to advertise and get response. It was hard to make the sale. We had to convince every customer that we talked to that our service even worked before we could even have an idea of having a conversation with them about buying. It was a real uphill battle, and I spent many years in that before we incorporated business credit, just struggling to earn money. And it was tough because I had a mortgage business which was highly successful. The mortgage crashed. The mortgage industry crashed. I was selling jumbo loans. What I was selling basically went away overnight, and I found myself in a position where I needed to make an adjustment quickly. I got into credit repair thinking, hey, the whole credit system's tanking. What a great place to be. And I misjudged. I didn't think that it had as bad of a reputation as it did and that people would be so turned off by credit repair as they were, and it was a real uphill battle to be successful. And I found myself in a very trying position where I was making 90% less than I'd been making the years before, where I was just struggling to even support my family. And I can tell you that's one of the hardest things in life you'll ever go through is when you can't properly support your family. It's one of the most disheartening things that I've ever experienced in my life. It still almost brings me to tears when I even think about the pain I went through there and watching my family struggle because of my inability to provide for them. And then something happened. One of my good buddies introduced me to exactly what I'm about to introduce to you today. And like I said, it changed my life. Within 90 days, our profits soared over 60%. Our profits continued to soar. They soared so much that several people within the credit industry grabbed notice. They came to me. There was almost a bidding war for my company, and I ended up selling my company and have a couple people mad at me that they weren't the ones that were actually had an opportunity to buy it. This literally changed my life, and that's a large part of the reason of exactly why I'm here, is to teach you exactly how to do the same thing. So why would you want to sell business credited financing? Well, hopefully, well, my PowerPoint just stopped, so let me see if I can get this back. I have a technical difficulty going on here, but let me see if I can get this back real quick, and I will continue exactly where I was. So let me get back real quick here, and I will go back to exactly where I was. Okay. I appreciate your patience. Never expect for problems to occur, but then again in life, how you handle problems, I think, is more about the problem occurring. Okay, so why sell business credit and financing? Well, selling business credit and financing, business owners need money. I mean, there's no question of that. You know, there's over 9 million business owners right now that are out there looking for money and credit and struggling to be able to get it. And there's a complete lack of competition also in the business credit space. You know, I was at a large training event called the Credit Boot Camp where I'm a speaker, and at that event I actually showed a video, a 3-minute video of me searching Google for business credit companies. It's pretty hilarious. Everybody thought it was pretty funny because I'm typing in business credit, and then I go page through page in Google, and finally on the 5th page I gave up. I made it through 5 pages and only found one business credit company. There's no competition in the space. And when you go to any marketing event and talk to anybody and even mention that you can help them build corporate credit, their ears perk up and they're very, very, very interested because there's nobody that introduces them to this actual concept. It's perfect for credit challenged customers. There's so many people out there. I think over 50% now of the population has credit challenges, and business credit really is a perfect solution for them, where they're not going to be able to get money for many years to come, if ever, without it. It's easy to attract new clients and affiliates. You know, we really struggled in advertising and credit repair, and we would do, for example, 120 ads on Craigslist to get one phone call. When I got into business credit and financing, I would do 5 ads on Craigslist to get one phone call. It was crazy how much response we got, no matter what media we ever tried. And the same with our clients, whether they're doing network marketing or pay-per-click or Facebook or even Twitter or LinkedIn advertising. It's success story after success story of how much response they get and how much return on investment they're getting because they put the message out, they get massive response, and then they earn a lot of money on those actual customers. It increases the lifetime value of your clients. Look, if you're thinking about the best way to make money for any business is to offer a customer more products and services, okay? Because there's a cost to acquire a new customer. But if you already have a customer and you sell them more stuff, well, it's one of the easiest ways to make more money and increase the lifetime value of the customer. So if you're thinking about adding this as a secondary service, great idea, because you can sell this to customers you already have. It's something they're going to want to need and make a ton of money. There's no regulation headaches. Look, there's a lot of regulation in a lot of industries like CROA that regulates credit repair. And again, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anything about credit repair. I love credit repair. The majority of our clients are credit repair owners. I help them succeed by incorporating business credit into their actual business. And again, I'm a big fan. A lot of my friends are still in the industry, and I built a large, successful company. But there are regulations like CROA that make it hard to do. You're only allowed to market in certain states. You have to have cancellation notices. There's none of this in the business financing space. None of it. There's no real regulation that tells you what you can and can't do. So you can advertise openly. You can market across state lines. You don't have to have special contracts and agreements and disclosures and licensing or any of these things. Plus, you gain a competitive advantage, okay? Because when you offer business credit and financing, whether it be your primary product or secondary service, then you have a real advantage over any competition that doesn't, not to mention that you'll be able to gain access to credit financing for yourself, which gives you a huge advantage. And it's easy to advertise and get massive responses. I actually just went over, and there's no servicing needed. I'm going to show you a way today to do all this, to make this kind of money without actually having to support and service the customer. So you're in the right place at the right time right now with this. There's a couple big companies that are going public in the business funding space. One is surpassing $1 billion. And until now, there's really nobody been out there. Okay, you don't turn on your TV in the past and have seen a lot of companies advertising business credit, business financing space, but this industry is at a tipping point. So if you're thinking about getting into it, you're in the right place at the right time, okay? And that's a great thing in life, is when you're in the right place at the right time. When it comes to business credit, I say this all the time to my wife. She hears me 1,000 times say this. I'm so blessed and excited to be into this industry because I happen to be in the exact right place and the exact right time. And clients will pay you graciously. The bottom line is, when you can help them reach their goals, the goals that many of them had since they were kids, goals that they will give anything to accomplish, they will pay you graciously and be forever indebted to you. So these are really good reasons to consider getting in to the actual business credit and financing space. So let's take a look at how to actually make money offering business credit and financing. And to do so, I'm actually going to get out of this webinar. And actually, I'm not going to get out of this webinar. I'm actually going to get out of this PowerPoint, and I'm going to go online, and I'm going to actually show you around. So what I'm going to introduce you to is something we call the Business Finance Suite. And this is a turnkey solution that you could use to offer customers business credit and financing without having to do it yourself, without having to know anything about it at all. And beyond this, I'm going to also talk to you about, as soon as I walk you through this, how you can actually get all the materials you need to promote business credit and financing, kind of the equivalent of a whole business in a box to sell it. But right now, let's talk about how to solve the problem. What's the problem? The problem is entrepreneurs can't get money and credit. But here's what's interesting. The problem isn't what most people think it is. Most people think the problem is that the money's not out there. The money's actually out there. It's in a lot of different places. The problem is most people don't know how to get it. I call it a cash access problem. People don't know how to access the money. So the Business Finance Suite solves the cash access problem. We give a business owner every single thing they need to get business credit and financing. And this is important for you in two different ways. You're about to learn what you can use as a turnkey system to offer business credit and financing for your customers. You're also going to see how you're able to get business credit and financing for your business. So this is the Business Finance Suite. Now I'm going to give you a little teaser that most of our clients don't even know. Within the next probably 90 days, maybe a little longer, we're going to have a brand new platform for our Business Finance Suite rolling out. So again, I talk about being in the right place at the right time. You're there. Okay, even though our Finance Suite has had massive success, we're going to have an even more awesome Finance Suite rolling out. And I'll maybe get a chance to talk to you about that a little bit longer. So this is, or a little bit later, this is the actual Business Finance Suite. Simple, clean, easy dashboard that the customer can actually navigate through. If you're actually offering this as your product, then you'll be able to put your logo here. It's completely white label to be listed in your name. So this will give an idea of what customer or the step, and I'm actually going to zoom in. I think hopefully I'm not going to make this like aggressively big, but hopefully that's big enough where everybody can see it, because I think on these webinars sometimes people have a hard time seeing. So here we go. So this is the actual Finance Suite. People will get an idea of the step that they're in. Little tip: we actually give them access to monitor the credit building in real time, which I'm going to show you in a second. It's a 6-step process to get business credit and financing, and down here and on the side, they can actually access the steps easily. So when you have a customer, the first thing a customer is going to do is they're going to come right into step 1. Now you'll see every step has video and or audio that I'll actually go through. And again, it might look a little odd because I really made this big on my screen to make sure that you can see it okay. So every step will actually have video and audio to walk them through it. Plus, actual customers work with a business advisor that helps them through all these steps also. So the very first thing we do is walk the client through a 20-point compliance checklist. Now this is one of the coolest things I've ever actually seen, and I've got to go to the next page because this lady's talking in my ear. This is what happens. Most people go into a bank to apply for money, and they have no idea what the bank is looking for. They fill out an application, the bank denies them, they never know why. To me, this is backwards. To us as a company, this is backwards. So what we do in step 1 is the exact opposite. We actually reveal the lender's secret formula for approval. We actually teach customers this is exactly how to fill out the application. This is what the lender is looking for. This is what you have to have and what you must meet to qualify. And in this way, way, we help them qualify for financing, qualify for credit before they even apply. So the very first thing we do is help them, for example, understand the difference in entities. A lot of people don't realize that, for example, with a C corporation, you're not liable for what goes on in the business. But if you're a sole proprietor, you are personally liable for what goes on in your business. So we give the client this kind of education in the streamlined, easy to follow walkthrough process. They can even dive in and get additional videos and all kinds of tutorials if they want to learn more. If they're not incorporated or if they need something they don't have, then in one click we provide it. So, for example, you have to have a real physical address to get approved for business credit and financing in most cases. If you try to use a home address, you won't get approved. That doesn't mean you need to go out and get a big physical office. What that means is it means that you actually need to maybe get a virtual address, an address where you could get your mail delivered to and use that address on your applications, and it makes it look like you're in a high-rise building in Tampa, Florida, but in reality, you're still working for home. You just get your mail there. So, for example, if you needed something like this, in one click you could get set up with a solution that would actually provide you with a virtual address solution. And you can see we even auto-populate a lot of the information for you to make it as easy as possible. Okay, our system, although I can't show you right now, the system actually even checks to make sure that you're entering a real business address and a real business phone number, because these are the biggest reasons that people get declined for financing. It's crazy. Okay, one of our senior business advisors was the biggest business banker at Wells Fargo, and the reason she jumped out and got into business credit, so she was so frustrated that people would get denied for basic reasons, and they were prohibited at the bank of correcting the customer and helping them get approved. It's insane. Banks will not. They're not even allowed to work with you and understand the process so you can get approved. To me, it's backwards. You should know what the process is. You should know what the requirements are to get approved. In step one, we walk the client through all that. And again, if they need anything, then in one click, they can actually get access to it, whether it be a virtual address, maybe they need a phone number. Now, some things like phone numbers, we're not going to provide for them for free, right? We're not going to pay for their phone line indefinitely for free through the finance suite. But in other cases like 411, we will list them at no cost in 411. Now, you might think that that's an easy thing to do. It's not. It's one of the most commonly asked questions I get on business credit building. How the heck do I get my number listed in 411? Because you can't go to 411, you can't go anywhere online and openly get this done. But in the finance suite, in one click, they can actually get this done. And I got to tell you a funny story. I waited 2 months to build my business credit because I didn't know how to get a 411 number. Then I got access to the finance suite in one click. I don't have one. Yes, I want one. Boom. My number was listed at 411. Might not seem like it's important, but a lot of the very starter vendors that will give you initial business credit when you have none require only two things: an EIN, phone number listed in 411, and they'll give you credit. If you don't have your phone number listed in 411, your chances of building business credit are squat. And I can tell you, my credit repair company I had for 4 years, it wasn't listed in 411. A lot of people think that it is. It's not. So aspects like that, we help them at absolutely no cost. Well, as maybe they'll need to pay the $10 for the Ring Central phone number, but we even have affiliate relationships with some of these companies where they give huge discounts to our customers that they couldn't even get elsewhere. We help them with all aspects of getting emails set up, getting their website set up, getting themselves incorporated, getting their EIN number. Every aspect. Talking about banking accounts, even merchant accounts to accept credit cards. Every aspect of setting up a new business we help the customer through, even licensing their actual business. So what's great about step one is this. A brand new startup business could get access to the finance suite and save thousands. Because if they went to a business coach or they went to a company that would charge them to do all these things, they would pay thousands of dollars. But they don't have to here. Through the finance suite, a brand new startup business could get set up. They could get their address. They could get their phone number. They can get their licensing, their incorporation, their EIN. They can get everything they need to set up a successful business, and they get it with the help of our certified business advisors. We've got individual business advisors that have helped over 10,000 people build business credit. So we've got very experienced, the most experienced business credit advisors that help the customers with all aspects of building their business credit. So hopefully you're starting to see the potential here, because with the finance suite, all you do is make the sale. Okay, and we teach you all aspects and give you all the tools to make the sale. Once you make the sale, you're done. The customer logs into the finance suite. They'll get 5 phone calls in the first 5 days from our business advisors. We try to call them within 2 hours so they don't have any kind of buyer's remorse. You make the sale, you set them up, they're getting a call from our business advisor. Our business advisor walks them all the way through step 1 and 2 on the very first phone call and helps them with all aspects of this. Maybe they have questions about setting up a corporation. Maybe they have questions about what licenses they need. They have a certified business advisor there to help them. Now think about that. How many of you, including myself, have started a business with no support and figured this stuff out along the way? And how much time and money did that cost you? No longer the client needs to do this. Now they have an advisor in their corner for the course of 12 months, a full year, that helps them with all aspects of building their business credit and all aspects of setting up their business credibly so they meet lending standards. Now the second step happens to be my favorite step because this is the step where we actually get them financing. Yeah, I told you we were going to help them build business credit. This is what we found. Customers want money. That's what they want. So our finance suite is the only system that gives them both business credit and financing. First, we make sure their business is set up credibly in step 1, and in step 2, we then help them get access to all types of business financing they can qualify for right now. Even if they have credit problems, even if they're a startup, we've got financing that could work for them right now. And remember, when you're actually getting started with us, you're getting your own finance suite for your business, so this means you have the ability to get credit and money for your business. So how is this possible? It's simple. It's access. As I said earlier, it's not the problem that banks aren't lending money. The problem is people are going to the wrong place to get money. So let me ask you a question that I want you to answer yourself. Where would you go first if you need to get money? Now, if you're like most people I talk to, the answer is your bank. But let me tell you a crazy statistic that comes from the Department of Revenue from last year. Less than 2%, closer to 1.5% of all business funding comes from SBA loans and conventional financing. That's it. Less than 2% of all business financing even comes from the same bank that you would think about walking into to get money. This is why people have a hard time getting money. They go to the wrong place. They try to go to their bank to get money in a world where less than 2% of all money comes from their bank. Their bank says no. They have no clue where else to go. Banks focus on conservative risk. Business financing, when 90% of businesses fail, is not conservative risk. So they're not proficient at offering financing unless you qualify for SBA. And look, let's be real. How many people have you ever talked to that have told you they successfully secured an SBA loan? It's rare and hard to do. So most business owners give up and can't get money. In step 2, we fix this. What we do is we work with over 2,000 lenders, over 30 funding products to get a business money based on their actual strength. Let me give you an example. So some of the questions we ask is, what's your average revenue? What's your average credit card sales? Well, we can get somebody money just because they have consistent revenue. Let's say you'd say, okay, well, look, I have a business. I do $10,000 in volume a month. Great. I don't care if your score is 500, we can get you financing. So what we do in step 2 is we help clients get money based on their strength, which is completely, again, the opposite of what they do at the banks. You see, with SBA and the banks, you have to give them all of your documentation, P&Ls, tax returns, everything. They find your weakness, then they deny the loan because your weakness gives them too much exposure. It's unfortunate. It's the banking system. What we do here is the exact opposite. We don't want to know what your weaknesses are. We want to know what your strengths are. Then our lenders will lend you money based strictly on that strength. So, hey, you've been in business a year, you got $10,000 a month or more in revenue, great. We can get you financing even if you have horrible personal credit where no bank would touch you, we can still get you money. But it goes on and on because we deal with every legitimate funding source that's out there today. Do you have an IRA, 401k? Do you have commercial real estate, residential real estate? Do you have outstanding invoices, purchase orders? Do you have inventory or a book of business as an insurance agent? Any of these things could be used to get you financing even if you're weak in other areas. So let me give you a simple example. Let's say you have a 401k. Well, you could leverage that to get business financing for your business at a very low rate, 5% or less, even if your credit score is 450. If you have account receivables, you can get a 1.5% rate even if your score is 350. Okay, if you do happen to have good credit, you can get unsecured financing that's only based on your personal credit, even as a startup business. We get clients $50,000, $100,000 to start a business just because they have good credit or they have a partner that does. I call this the 3 C's of lending. 1, do you have cash flow? Yes, you can get money. Do you have credit? Yes, then you could be able to get money. Do you have collateral or assets? Yes, then you could get money. Even if you don't have the other things, you only have collateral and no cash flow and credit, or you only have cash flow and no credit or collateral, you can still get financing based on the strength of your business. To us, this is common sense. To the banking industry, this is unheard of. And this is why so many people fail to get money. They don't know where to go. And how could you? When I got access to the finance suite, I qualified for 8 funding programs. I was in credit repair. The company, my own bank, shut me down because they didn't like my industry and wouldn't even let me bank with them. And here I am getting approved for 8 funding programs when I didn't think anybody would give me money. But it's because I got approved based on the strengths of my business. We had a good business. We had consistent cash flow. There was enough strengths in our business to get us money individually without focusing on the weaknesses of the actual business. So that's what's phenomenal about step 2 is before we even begin the business credit building process, the next thing we do is we help the customer get approved for all legitimate financing that they can qualify for based on their strengths. Once they go through it, they get a list like this of here's all the programs that you can qualify for, and they can apply. So if they come in and go to submit info, boom, there you go. Here's a video that plays that actually walks them through all they need to know about getting business credit. Boom, here you go. You qualify for this program. Here's what you need to know. Here's the terms. Okay, here's what you need down, everything. So a video walks up, shows them all aspects. They can proceed to application in 1 click. They can actually be able to submit their application to their actual finance officer. And that's another beautiful thing about the finance suite. They get a finance officer for 5 years that helps them with all aspects of getting money. Think about this. How would you like to just pick up your phone and go, hey, Dex, I need money. And then Dex sits with you and goes, okay, cool, let's work up a finance blueprint. Let me ask you some questions. And then takes your information, works with every legitimate source that's out there, shops your rates, shops your terms. Because we do so much volume, we get huge discounts you'd never get on your own on pricing. So now all of a sudden you go from having no clue on where to get money to having somebody do all the work for you. And they say, well, boom, here you go. Here's all the programs you can qualify for. Here's the terms. What do you want to do? I want to apply for ABCD. Let's do it. ABCD, let's go. One of my best favorite success stories is a client that came to one of our clients and said, I need to fix my credit. I'm about ready to shut down my business. And she said, why are you shutting down your business? He said, I owe the IRS $400,000. My credit score is 580. I've tried everywhere. I can't get financing. And she said, well, I happen to have this product that could actually work for you. And he said, I don't think you understand. It won't work for me. I've already tried and failed. Needless to say, here we are a year and a half later, the same client has secured $1.3 million in funding. And don't get me wrong, it didn't happen right away. We got him cash flow financing. We got him unsecured financing. We got him 3, 4, 5 different types of financing. That's what's awesome about the finance suite. Nobody else does this. You can go out and find cash flow financing, but all that lender offers is cash flow financing. You can find somebody that offers one type of financing, but that's all they offer. Since we deal with everything, we can put together a full finance blueprint, help the client get money through multiple different sources and multiple different products to help them reach their goal. And usually this is necessary. Very rarely does a client come to us and go, I want 50 grand, and one product will get them 50 grand. Don't get me wrong, we get people, millions of dollars, but in a lot of cases it's through numerous sources or numerous different products to make it happen. We deal with venture capital, we deal with private money, so we deal with all of these things. We do $10,000 loans and $5 million plus loans. And again, when you get started with us, you even have the opportunity to then get started in our direct funding program where you can get paid pay commissions on the funding that your clients get. So you could even get into the funding program and earn up to 3% on the funding that your client actually gets. So, for example, I just got off a call earlier with one of our managers. We have a $150,000 deal closing for one of our clients, and he's getting 3%. So he made $2,500 on the front end sale. He's now making $4,500 in back end commissions that are never disclosed. The customer never even knows he's getting that, and he'll walk away with $7,000 from one customer. Again, I'm not telling you that that's the norm. That guy happened to have a customer that does, $1.5 million in business, so we were able to get the guy $150,000. It'll vary. Sometimes you might get checks for $500 or $200. Sometimes you might get checks for $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. But you determine that because you're determining the actual type of customer you're bringing in, and depending on their business type and how much volume they're doing is really going to determine the kind of money that they're actually going to be able to get. So again, once you do get started with us as a partner, you can actually get in here and get the ability to actually earn money on the actual financing that the client secure. Then all these funding programs, whether they qualify or not, pull up right on their dashboard here at the bottom. They can again pull up the description, watch the video, apply for anything they haven't applied for. So the next thing we do is help them with all aspects of building business credit. So in step 3, we help the customer get access to their business credit reports. We teach them how business credit reports work, who offers them scores, and then at no cost at all, we actually get them Experian Smart Business data. This is important because when you build business credit, you need to see how many trade lines you have. So this will track how many actual payment experiences or trades you have that helps you in real time build your business credit. This is legitimate. This is Walmart here, just so you know. Yes, Walmart has 513 trades linked to this one address. They have multiple profiles with a lot of other trades that aren't showing here, but just with Experian alone, they have 513 trade lines. If you don't think business credit's important, use Walmart as an example. 80% of the cash injection that this company gets comes from business credit. They've become one of the biggest retailers in the world using business credit to get there. If I show you Microsoft, they have 130 compared to Walmart. So Walmart is a company that's very wise about business credit, and it's used the business credit to get as big as they are. You'll be able to access your own information here at absolutely no cost. Now, they can get Experian Smart Business, they Experian full reports with scores, Equifax, and Dun & Bradstreet, but they'll have to pay for those. Those don't come at no cost, but we do give them discounts because we have affiliate relationships with these companies. They can get full credit monitoring at a discount if they want to, but again, since we give them Experian Smart Business at no cost, they don't actually need to. And again, on the dashboard, this shows up. So right here, they can actually in real time see their trade lines and how many payment experiences they have to know it's time to move on to the next step. So in step 4, we actually help them with all aspects of building their business credit. First, we introduce them to what vendor accounts are, how business credit building starts, and the next thing we do is help them start building business credit. Now, let me teach you how business credit works real quick. Business credit, when you started your consumer credit profile, you did so usually from one of two different ways. One is that you started with secured credit cards or very small limit credit cards, or 2, you had somebody co-sign on something for you. My dad co-signed on the truck for me when I first went into the military, and it had good credit. Like by the time I got out of basic training, it was pretty awesome. A lot of people aren't blessed to have that opportunity, so they start with secured cards. In the business credit world, there's really not secured cards. What there is called vendor accounts. You can immediately get real credit you could use, and you have 30 days to pay it back. It's called net 30 terms. So it's not a revolving credit card that you could put 1,000 on and only pay a payment of $100. If you put 1,000 on it, you got to pay 1,000 off within 30 days. But it gives you 30-day terms. So as any business, especially starting up, this really helps any business because they can get access to money they're really going to want, need, and use. And in doing so, they're actually going to build their business credit in the process. So you're going to see that we do something, again, that you'll never find anywhere else when it comes to business credit building. We actually list the underwriting guidelines for every source. It kind of follows our mantra, right? Look, we believe in helping you get approved before you apply. So first we make sure the business is set up credibly. Then we get you all the money that you can get right now. We help you get your credit monitoring so you can see what's going on in real time. And then we help you build business credit by introducing you to sources that will actually approve you, more sources you'll find anywhere. And we also teach you exactly what the source is looking for. So this way, you'll know you're going to get approved before you even apply. All you have to do is follow the instructions. Don't get me wrong. I talk to people that don't. They say, oh, it doesn't work. I applied for X and it didn't work. I said, let's read it together. And sure enough, they didn't meet the criteria. This maps it out. If you follow the simple criteria, it's only 2 or 3 sentences, you'll be able to get approved. Here you go. They'll approve any business that's listed in 411 and has a business bank account EIN. So even as a brand new business, you're able to get this kind of credit. There's over 25 sources that will work for a brand new startup business, even if you just open your doors, that will give you credit. And a lot of them offer stuff that you're going to want and need. Here's printer and computer services. This is shipping supplies. These are office supply companies. I mean, everybody needs office supplies. And you don't need to spend a bunch of money with these companies to build your business credit. Business credit works because you pay your bills as agreed. Unlike consumer credit, where there's 5 aspects to your score and you have to have credit limits and credit mixes, no, scrap all that. In the business credit world, your Paydex score is based only on did you pay your bill on time or not. So all you have to do is come in here and get credit with Quill by following our instructions in our system to do so. Then you pay your bill as agreed. And when you do, Quill reports to Dun & Bradstreet, and there you go. Now you have a payment experience or a trade line. And as a matter of fact, Quill actually reports to D&B and Experian. Now this is called a payment experience. So for example, this reports to 2 different reporting agencies, so this classifies as 2 payment experiences. So as long as you have 5 payment experiences, you can then move on to start getting real revolving credit. Okay, so all you need is 5 payment experiences to get started. You can easily do that with a few of these accounts. Here you go. This one reports to 2. This one reports to 3. These 2 accounts would give you 5 payment experiences. So you get 5 payment experiences, you pay your bills as agreed, they report to the business credit reporting agencies. It takes about 30 to 90 days for this to happen. Then you have an established credit profile and score, and you can move on to revolving accounts. But look at all these vendors that you have available. All of these are vendors that you can get actual credit with. Amazon.com, anybody shop there? Anybody shop at Best Buy? T-Mobile, Sprint, Radio Shack, all of these different places are all of these are different places where you can actually get approved for credit even if you have none, even if you're just getting started. Okay, and packaging companies, FedEx, Staples. So all of these are companies that offer corporate credit. And I'm just in the vendor account section. All of these are just vendor sources. I mean, look at this. Every one, underwriting guidelines, who they report to, what their term is, what they actually offer and sell. Although AutoZone, Lowe's, Home Depot, Labor Ready, you pretty much know a lot of these companies, and a lot of them you don't. Ted Thorson, you might not know what they do. Okay, but these are great sources for business credit. So again, the largest supply you and the customer is going to find anywhere of business credit building sources. These are all just vendor accounts. Then once you pick what you want by clicking them, then here you go. This is where you can click here, actually apply, follow the instructions to apply, and actually get approved. Now, the advisor can't do this for you, nor would you want them to, right? Because you want to pick your own credit, okay? You have to fill out the application because they won't let anybody else do it for you, and you need to get the credit, pay the bill, use it. So some of those things you're going to do, but the advisors are here to help you with every aspect of that, providing concierge service to both you and the customer. Then in step 5, it's reward time. This is where you just get revolving credit. Staples, Office Depot, Shell, Tractor Supply, Home Depot. This is where you can get real revolving credit. Apple, Costco, Walmart. Okay, and we tell you exactly. Let's look at Walmart because everybody shops at Walmart, right? Apply in store fax provided application. Business will typically get approved with some credit established with Equifax and D&B. By now, you already did that. You did it in step 4. Paydex score should be 75 or higher. You already did that because if you paid your bills as agreed on 2 or 3 accounts, you got your Paydex. You could try applying without providing your social first. Everything you need is right here. Now, some like this. Then if you cannot get approved under the business alone, you have the option of adding a personal guarantee. So a lot of these sources will approve you with no personal guarantee. Other sources might require that you have established credit or more established credit before you do so. But obviously, as you've already seen and you're going to see more of, we provide you so many sources to be able to actually build your business credit up that even the sources that won't initially approve you without a personal guarantee will, as long as you continue to build your business credit up. And a lot of these sources are available with no personal guarantee. So here's Dell. Members regularly approved for $10,000 with Paydex of 75 or higher with D&B. Okay, and we map out exactly what you need to do. To apply, they require current employer name, SSN, birth date, mother's maiden name. We teach you so we teach you what comes with a PG, some Some of the stuff you'll need a PG. We teach you all of that. So Amazon, Dell, Lowe's, Sears, BP, Chevron, these are all just gas cards. Exxon, Sunoco, okay, Key Bank. These are cash credit. So once you've built 10 payment experiences, you got 5 through vendor accounts, 5 through revolving accounts, then you can get to cash credit. It only takes about 4 to 6 total months to get to this point. So for example, all these sources you see, every one on this page is a cash credit card. Visa, MasterCard, Amex, Discover, credit card they give you can use for any reason. So this says Home Depot. This isn't a Home Depot card. This is a Home Depot Visa card that you can use in any store. You could go to Lowe's and use this card. And these credit limits mimic your other high credit limits. So for example, what we teach you to do is come through, get your vendor accounts, then you get revolving, get Dell. Dell typically approves you for $10,000 limit. Then you start getting cash credit limits of $5,000, $10,000. Visa, MasterCard, Amex, Discover, a lot of which with no personal credit check, a lot of which with no personal guarantee. And I love this because being in a credit repair company, you know, our customers, even when we fixed their credit, they couldn't get a $10,000 credit card. But with building business credit at the same time, within 6 months, we were able to get them $5,000, $10,000 Visa MasterCards that were linked to their EIN, not their personal credit. We see it all day, every day. If you look on my YouTube channel, I've even done webinars where I show like 10 or 15 of these type of approvals from $10,000 to $30,000 on individual cards. It's very real. It's very possible. It's the beauty of EIN credit. And all this is cash credit that anybody can get within 4 to 6 months. Then in step 6, we bring them back to funding because once their business credit's built, they can then start qualifying for even more financing. So we walk them back through a lot of different funding products that they're now able to actually get. So this is the Business Finance Suite, the most comprehensive turnkey financial solution in the world today. Only system that incorporates business credit and funding together. Only system that offers every legitimate business funding source in one place where a customer doesn't have to know what they're looking for. More business credit sources than you're going to find anywhere. We map out exactly what the customer needs to do to get approved. Map out the actual underwriting guidelines. And the customer gets help from a certified business advisor for 12 months. And they also get to work with a certified finance officer for 5 years. But all their job is to do is to get that actual customer financing and credit. So really when you think about it, I mean, this is the ultimate solution. Okay, you're on this webinar because your computer, phone, tablet, wherever you are, because you probably want the easiest, most profitable way to help customers and still feel like you're getting something out of it, that you're contributing, that you're rewarded. And if you're like me, you might be looking for what I call a perfect solution. That's what brought me to this industry, to offer a service that's high value for customers, easy to market and sell, where you don't need to spend time and money servicing a customer for months, and allows you to earn huge commissions. This is what I call the perfect product. It's easy to advertise. People respond. It has high value. People want what you have. They'll pay you money. We've even got options where they could get them funding without them paying you first. And you have the potential to earn literally life-changing type of commissions of thousands of dollars, even thousands more if they can get financing and you enter into the financing program. So why might this actually be perfect for you? Well, as I talked about, business credit financing is in very high demand. Over 9 million business owners currently looking for it right now. People really want and need money for their business. Everybody does. I mean, how successful you're going to become is determined based on how much money you have and available to grow the business, unquestioning. Because people really want and need it. It's easy for you to advertise and to get potentially huge response while marketing it because you're selling something people really want and need. And therefore, it's also easy to sell because, again, you can earn huge commissions, and because this is something it's easy to advertise, because it's something that people desperately want and need, it's much easier for you to sell than you might find on any other product or service. Plus, the Business Finance Suite, we have no complaints anywhere. We've helped like 6,000 people build business credit and never had a complaint anywhere. Okay, that's a good indication to you of how good of a reputation the Finance Suite has. People love this because it works. It's the only reason you love something as much is because it actually works and produces results. And you really get to help others build the business of their dreams, and it is fun. It is rewarding. You do get a lot of thankful and very grateful people that will talk about how you did change and even save their life in a lot of cases. And you can get paid when clients get funding, even establishing some recurring income. And I say recurring income because, for example, our cash flow financing product, 70% of our clients come back and get more money. Very important to listen to this. 70% of our clients on that one program come back and get more and more money even after that they've got their first advance. So for example, every 3 to 6 months, 70% of our clients come back and get more money, and guess what? You're in the funding program, you get paid. We have literally clients that are getting paid 1.5 years, 2 years now after they brought the client in because they're in the funding program and that customer's still getting funding. So it kind of creates recurring income. The more customers you put into the system, the more checks you're just going to, oh, look, I didn't even expect this today. Here you go. Again, Sandy, my guest on my next webinar, personally my most favorite clients. She's such a sweetheart. She'll commonly talk about how she gets $2,000, $3,000 checks in the mail she wasn't expecting because a deal funded for a customer she brought in 2 years ago, and because that customer got funding, she gets paid. So it not only helps you earn front-end commissions, back-end commissions, but even create recurring income because they're coming back and getting more money and you have the ability to get paid. And all the servicing is done for you by our expert team. I mean, you're not going to find a group of people that knows more about business credit and financing than our team. Why not have them help you actually manage your customers so you don't need to know everything that's involved? And we give you lots of training on what actually works to help you eliminate the learning curve. So when it comes to selling business credit and financing, we teach you step by step what works. We even have something I'm going to introduce to you called the 7 Steps to Success Guide. This is exactly what you do in order to be successful, step by step. You even plug you into our network on Facebook and with all of our other partners so you can listen and learn from those that are already successful and follow their success. This is ridiculous. Getting into an industry to try to figure out what works it's a waste of time. Instead, we walk you through, we teach you exactly what works, even give you the materials you need to market, so all you ever really have to do is just execute. And you get every resource you could dream of and that allows you to become even more successful. Okay, so another reason that it's really perfect for you, or might be, or who it might be perfect for, is really visionaries. I mean, if you're a visionary, if you want to build and grow a successful business or expand on the business that you have now, then this is definitely a good fit for you. Someone looking to make a lot of money without having to make a lot of sales. That's me. Again, I come from the mortgage industry. I was making, $20,000, $30,000 a month on 5 deals. I like that. Then I got into credit repair where we had to have hundreds of customers to make the same kind of money. Okay, with this, you can easily make 5, 10 customers make $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 without having a lot of customers that you have to sell every month. Someone who enjoys speaking with and helping others. If that's you, then this is definitely a good fit. And entrepreneurs who are looking for a make sense product to sell, the Finance Suite is absolutely a perfect fit. So I got to give you a warning here, okay? I'm about to go over a ton of resources that you're going to get when you enroll with us, okay? And I'm giving you a warning because you probably don't need, probably won't use all of them. There's so much we give you, okay? But I want you to know that they're there for you, okay? And that it's designed to help make your business easier, not harder, more streamlined. So I don't want you to feel overwhelmed because I'm about to teach you and tell you what you're going to get when you enroll with us as a partner. So don't be overwhelmed. Again, you might not use all this. You might not even need it all. But this is everything you're going to get. Okay, you receive access to your own finance suite for your business. You're going to turn around like all of our partners do now, most of them, some of them sell it for more, and sell the finance suite for $2,500 to $3,500. You're going to get your own finance suite when you enroll for less than that, and everything else is just gravy, okay? So you're getting your own finance suite to build corporate credit and get financing for your business. You get access to the 20-point credibility lender checklist so you can know that you actually can qualify before you even apply, and the largest supply of business credit building and vendor sources and cash credit sources to get the credit when you want it. It's available. Okay, access to your own certified business advisor, concierge service for a year because you get your own finance suite and you get your own finance officer for 5 years. You get your own unique login, 24/7. You can log into your back office, log in, train, access training whenever it's convenient for you. We do live training every Tuesday at 3 o'clock. So you get live training, plus you're plugged into our network of partners. They mastermind together. They get together on our Facebook group that's only for our partners, talk about what's working, what's not working. They discuss questions as a group. We function as a unit. It's unlike anything you've ever seen. Our whole industry, we've brought this industry together, and we tell everybody, look, if you help each other, then we can all have greater success. So we've really created a community of other partners that work together to prop each other up and help them become more successful. You get access to them on top of ongoing training, even email training you're getting every 3 days. That 7 Steps to Success guide walks through the exact blueprint of how to be successful based on what we already know works. Initial emails to send out. When you first get started, you're going to want to tell everybody you know that you can offer business credit and financing. We even give you those pre-written emails to do so. A straight line sales script, created and used the most advanced sales strategy in the business. Look, I don't know if you're a Jordan Belfort fan or not, the Wolf of Wall Street. Some of you are, some of you aren't. I'm not saying whether what he does or done or whatever is good or bad, but I'm telling you this, if you've ever been through a straight line sales system, it's amazing. The best sales system you'll ever find to write a script. We went through it. We've devised scripts that help you based strictly on the top sales strategy principles that are out there to even help you make the sale. And we give you a lot of training. I just did a 3-part webinar series for 3 different hours of how to sell the finance suite. An hour of how to get somebody into a presentation, an hour of how to present, and an hour training on how to actually close the sale using the most advanced tactics out there. So we teach you this. You don't have to go and fumble around with what works. We teach you step by step exactly how to become successful with offering business credit and financing. An advanced funding program cheat sheet. You're going to need it. We offer 30 funding products, more funding than you're going to find anywhere else. This is a quick reference guide that tells you the main products you need to know, the rates, the terms, the approval criteria, everything in one quick cheat sheet that you can use when on the fly live when you're talking to customers. Video, email, and phone training. You have access to our support team. Okay, we give you emails every 3 days. Okay, you have a whole back office that you have access to additional training there, and we do live training. And I'm going to teach you here in a minute on how you can do some one-on-one training with me also. And you also get email and social media marketing content. We give you 6 months worth of content that you could set up an email autoresponder, you could post on social media. We even give you marketing flyers all done for you, and they're white label. So they're designed where you put your logo, your information, and they come from you, and they're all professionally done. Our flyers cost $300 a piece to have them professionally designed. You're getting them customizable for you, so you can get out there with your own brand, your own company name, promote business credit and financing using all these resources that would take you hundreds of hours and lots of money to try to produce on your own. Customer contracts and agreements. Enrolling new customers and collecting money is easy because we give you affiliate agreements, contracts, anything you're going to need. They're not required by law, but we give them to you in case you want to use them. Professional landing page website just designed to get you actual opt-ins. Advanced marketing tools like marketing videos, ebooks to help you stand out. Our marketing videos are done with professional voiceovers. The girl that does a lot of our videos also does GM commercials, okay? They're very, very, very good voiceovers. So you get videos that have professional voiceovers that really make you look credible and help you get business. Even give you ebooks, free reports, where again, you put in your own information. They're 100% completely customizable, and you can easily get your hands on everything you need. You're even getting audio testimonials to put on your website, giving you instant credibility. Because we found that one of the biggest objections people have is they want to make sure you're credible. Well, we give you the testimonials to make sure that you're actually credible. So to get started, what's this all about? Well, usually if you go to our website right now, you can get started for one payment of about $3,500. Okay, but we found that our best clients, the ones that are the most successful, are ones that take action quickly, period. People that look at this and go, boom, yeah, I get this. I get it. It's for me. I can make money with it. Those are the clients that we find to be the most successful. So because we're looking for that client, the person that takes action quickly, because we want to see you be successful and we want you to be able to help the customers at the same time, then what we're going to do is offer you something just as part of this webinar, okay? So as part of this webinar, and only as part of this webinar, if you're getting started today, you can do this 2 different ways. One payment of $19.97, you're saving 20%, or you're also going to get a payment option, okay, not something we usually do. We haven't even offered payments the last year. We just rolled them out on our website as a very short-term test right now, and we've never offered payments this low before, but you can get started with 6 payments of $397. And let me tell you the best part of all this, okay? Your first payment, you get it all. Boom, done. You get everything. Everything I just told you, your own finance suite, all the training, all the marketing, the back office, everything I'm telling you, and I'm not even done yet, you get it all even when you make the first payment. So this is how confident we are about this. We're giving you everything you're paying for and then giving you 6 months to pay it. And just so you know, we're taking a loss here initially, but that's okay. We know our numbers. We know how many of you are going to be successful and how fast you're going to be successful, so it's worth us taking even an initial loss to make it happen. And again, these are payments you're never going to find on a website of ours. It's not going to happen. This is only as part of this webinar. We even have some payments on the website that we'll probably even be taking off because they're there for a limited test. We don't usually allow people to make payments. But as part of this, one payment of $397 gets you in the door. You get everything. You've got 5 other payments of $397, gives you tons of time to start getting going, becoming successful, and offering business credit and financing. As you're actually making money, you're actually paying your payments. And this is only valid for this webinar. I'm telling you, I don't mess around with this stuff. Okay, it's only valid through this webinar. It's only valid because those that take action quickly, we find, are the ones that get the absolute best results. And again, you get everything with your first payment. Okay, so it shifts the risk to us, really, is what happens. There's no downside and massive upside potential. I mean, this is why people buy, right? This fits you, okay? Do you have more to lose by not buying? Well, in this case, yes, you absolutely do. You lose the savings. You lose what you're about to see in bonuses. You lose the option to get financing and payments. We're shifting the risk to us. We're giving you everything, letting you pay it over 6 months, so we're absorbing the risk so you don't have to. We're that sure that you're absolutely going to love it and that it's going to work for you. Okay, so it's easy. Here you go. creditsuite.com/webinar special. You can go right there. You can click the options to get started, and it gives you the ability to go through and check out. It's a 2-minute process. Okay, and again, I'm going to hang around on this webinar to answer any questions you have, so there are no unanswered questions. It's a 2-minute process. The minute you finish that actual order form, you're going to get a congratulations email. The congratulation email gives you instructions to set up your own finance suite, and on top of that, the congratulations email also gives you login access to your own unique back office. You get it right away. So boom, you do even the first payment, you get everything right away, you're good to go. Now there's one thing I want to throw out because I often forget. When you do set up your finance suite or that of your first customer, you will have an additional $99 payment for your customer CRM. It's actually $1 the first month, $99 a month after that. What that's for is that's the CRM where you'll set up customers, manage customers. You can send emails, text messages, voice blasts to them through the CRM. You can turn on their finance suites, turn off their finance suite, log into their finance suite, see where they are at any point in time. You can look at all of our advisor notes in real time, all of our finance notes in real time. You can get notified when our advisor or finance teams leave a message. You could leave a note and they're notified. So it's what plugs you into the process. You do not need to pay that until you set up your first customer. Then it's $1 the first month, $99 a month after that. So creditsuite.com/webinar special is where to go. Once you complete your order, you'll immediately receive your login to your back office. Now don't leave just yet because I've got a bunch of extra bonus stuff I'm about to roll out for you. Okay, so there's also some powerful bonuses I'm going to give for you as part of this webinar special. A done-for-you seminar kit. Host your own seminar. We give you everything you need to host your own seminar. This was actually what I was going to do before I took this position. I was offered this position and I turned it down because I was going to go do seminars, make $30,000, $50,000 a month selling business credit and financing through the finance suite. I was done. I was going into semi-retirement, enjoy time with my little ones. I've got a 3- and a 5-year-old. But again, I saw this as an opportunity to have a bigger army of people helping more entrepreneurs. But I still think, and we've had a lot of clients come in and have a lot of success with seminars. As a matter of fact, one of our clients, great story, had 8 children, okay? She did a seminar because she was pregnant with her 9th and she wanted to get a bunch of money quick. So she did a seminar. She made $8,000 that day and she went into labor during the seminar. On stage, went into labor at the seminar and still made $8,000 that day. I had her on a webinar. It's available in the back office. It's actually pretty cool. Complete professional 6-page website. You don't even need to get your own website done. We spent about $2,500 to get this website done. Customizable, yours, WordPress, easy to use. Even if you have problems, we got a web guy that can help you. And you're getting 100 hours of archived business training. So anything you need to know in the past that we've done to help you be successful, we provide. And on top of that, you're also getting an unconditional guarantee. If you get started, don't feel that what you receive is worth every penny, okay, or that you have or will be able to make many times what you spent, then you cancel anytime within 30 days and receive 100% of your money back, period. Okay, we're that sure of this program. So let's just think about this. We're giving you what's about $8,000 worth of training, marketing, and your own finance suite for your own business. We're letting you finance it over 6 months and giving it all to you even with your first payment. And we're even giving you a 30-day money-back guarantee that if for any reason you just don't like it or it's not for you, you just cancel and we give you your money back. So you literally have nothing to lose. There's nothing to lose at all. We're absorbing the risk again so you don't have to. We can do this because we've seen so much success. We know you're going to love it. And again, there's even more bonuses that I want to introduce you to. Ready to publish book on business credit. Remember I told you about the best-selling book that I have out actually online, Business Credit Decoded? Well, with Business Credit Decoded, you can actually get that for your business. So you can actually get Business Credit Decoded for your own business and it's completely, you can put your own title, your own bio in it. We teach you. It's completely yours to put online and start making money with it and give yourself credibility. On top of that, you get 30 days of free Platinum Partner access. This is like our advanced top producer marketing resources that usually has a monthly fee. For you, it's waived. You get it for a free month at no cost. And the first 5 people enroll, again, because those that take action quickly we find are our best clients, receive 30 minutes with me, one-on-one. I need you to understand something. You buying today, honestly, it doesn't make us money. What makes us money is when you're successful with offering business credit and financing. You make sales, you get paid, we get paid a little too. And let me tell you about how that works too. With the finance suite, you determine the sales price. You sell it for whatever you want to sell it for. On average, almost all of our clients sell it for $2,500, $3,500. You have clients that sell it for more and offer additional servicing. Your cost per finance suite to us is $700 if you buy a unit at a time. You can even get it as low as $500 if you enjoy bulk enrollment. Like we let you buy them in bulk and get a discount. So you pay us $500 to $700. We give you the tech for the client, the servicing for a year, the 5 years of the finance officer. You determine the price. So that's why I say on average our clients make $2,000 or more. So that's where we get paid, is when you're out there making sales and successful. I want you to be successful, but unfortunately I'm limited on time. So I can't help everybody, but what I am going to do is the first 5 people that enroll as part of this webinar, I'm going to send you a coaching form for me. You tell me a little bit about yourself. I'm going to sit down with you one-on-one, and you and I are going to map out a marketing strategy to make sure you're successful. We're going to sit down. We're going to talk about what you're good at, what you want to do, and we're going to develop together a marketing plan to ensure you're successful. But again, I'm limited on time. Okay, I can't just do coaching sessions all day, every day. I wish I could. I just don't have the time to do so. So that's only for the first 5 enrollees that actually take advantage. So let's recap this. Okay, done for you seminars, PowerPoints, press releases, landing page website, marketing videos, ebooks, you get it all. Email and social media content, sales scripts, contracts, testimonials, you get it all. Training program complete with emails, back office, live support, weekly webinars, you get it all. Okay, and when you enroll today, you get your own finance suite for your business. You also get your own 6-page professional website to sell business credit, done for you seminar kit, ready to publish books. You can become a published author. I even teach you how to publish it for free. So next week, you can have your own book on Amazon, and you can include the link in your email so people see that you're an actual published author. Talk about credibility. 30 days of Platinum Partner access and 100-hour archive business credit training vault. And again, the first 5 enrollees get a 30-minute training session with me one-on-one. And don't forget about the guarantee. If you're not happy within 30 days, tell us. We'll give you 100% of the money back. Okay, so this way we let you finance for over 6 months, and we give you a money-back guarantee in the case that you're actually not happy. We're that sure of this program. So I'm going to open this up for questions, and I'm going to tell you a couple things that are very important. First of all, when you go to the website and self-enroll, it's a simple, easy process. I want to stick around here and make sure your questions are answered so you know that this actually works for you, okay? That being said, if you call our main number, which I just put up, 877-600-2487, I need to give you a few huge warnings. First of all, I don't do these webinars very often. I only did 2 last year. It's about my normal, 1 or 2 a year. I don't do them a lot. I like to give out free information. I don't like to do anything talking about our offer. Don't know why. Okay, so when I do, and in the past, we are overwhelmed with response. So if you call our number and somebody doesn't answer and you hit a voicemail, don't get frustrated, please. It's not that we don't care. It's not that we're inefficient. It's just that we're overwhelmed. We're going to be overwhelmed post-webinar, which is why I'm going to hang around this time and answer questions. So type in any questions you have now. Okay, second thing is Lane. My buddy Lane, okay, one of our top consultants that you probably or might talk to on the phone. The poor guy has a throat ulcer, so his voice isn't what it usually is. So if you have this horsey guy answering the phone, that's Lane. He'll probably apologize in advance for his horsiness, just giving you a heads up that it happens. And thirdly, we are changing our phone lines right now internally so we don't have our queue set up like usual. You call in, you go into a queue, the call goes to the first rep, the second rep, the third rep, the fourth rep. It's not working as it should work. Nothing I could do about it. The invitations were sent out for this webinar well before that problem occurred. So if that happens, I'm going to give you 2 emails. Ty@creditsuite.com. We'll just give you the one. If you can't get in on our phone line, leave a voicemail. I promise you we'll call you back promptly. Okay, you're not going to miss out on the special. If you leave a voicemail and you're one of the first 5, you're still going to get the actual special bonus, okay? I'm not going to exclude you because you couldn't get to us. And again, don't freak out. I'm telling you in advance, you're probably good chance could hit the voicemail because of our phone system problem and also because of the overwhelming response we usually get in regards to one of these rare webinars I do. So leave a voicemail if you do hit us that way, and we'll call you right back. I promise you we will. We always do. Or send me an email, and we'll call you back that way. If you feel like your questions weren't fully answered here on this webinar from this Q&A I'm about to do, which, again, is something you should take advantage of. I don't usually do live Q&As. I don't think I did any last year live Q&As, so this might be one of my only live Q&As I've ever done. But anyway, so I don't do live Q&A, so you have an opportunity to get all your questions answered. But that being said, if for any reason you want to get enrolled, you still have questions, you don't want to just go to the order and fill it out, feel free to give us a call. We don't answer, leave a voicemail. Send me an email, and I'll get you a call from someone on our team. We will make sure you're taken care of. We just expect overwhelming response. And again, just be patient with us, and if you do so, you'll love everything we can deliver for you. So I'm going to open this up for questions. I'm going to make sure I'm going to stick around hopefully as long as I can and answer every question you have. I will tell you in advance that I do have to get out of here in about 30 minutes because I have another webinar coming up, but I don't have a lot of questions here. So I'm going to answer any question you have. So again, if you think that this is something that makes a lot of sense for you and you're not ready just to go and get started right away, then it's probably because you have unanswered questions, even objections or concerns that I haven't addressed on this webinar. The purpose of this live Q&A, where you can ask me anything you want to ask me, is to make sure you don't have those. You have those questions answered. You have any objection you have countered. You have any concern you have addressed, so you'll know this is or is not the right opportunity for you. So any questions that you actually have, go ahead and type them in right now. Let me get them answered. How many people are currently selling the Business Finance Suite? We have just short of 600 partners around the country. But again, like anything, and anybody that sells anything, you've got like an active base of people that is actively involved selling. Some people are retired, some people, whatever it may be. You know, a lot of people, some people will get into it, try it. They don't like to sell something high priced. So probably of the 600, we have 250 that are active right now. So we have about 250 active partners around the country. They encompass 39 or 49 states. I do not know why nobody from South Dakota will enroll in this program, but I would really appreciate it if you're from South Dakota that you would enroll today, so that way I can stop saying 49 and I could just say that we have representation across 50 states. But here's what I'm going to tell you. You're probably not going to run into other competitors out there selling the same product. Think about it. If you're a mortgage broker, as I was, you know, I deal with thousands of other mortgage brokers within the state. In this, you're talking about, you know, 250 people around that mark or less, around the entire nation offering this. So you'll rarely, if ever, run into another partner out there that's selling something similar, and most of ours price it pretty much the same. So even if that were to happen, you wouldn't have any substantial problem. So a very elaborate answer to a very simple question, I guess. Or how many are being sold per month? That really varies. We sell, hundreds per month. On a ridiculously conservative month, we might do, 100, 150, and we do hundreds more alone with just our active smaller volume partners. And then we have call centers, and we deal with some very high-level call centers. We deal with call centers that do 100, 200, 300 actual sales, and those are very successful companies. Like, for example, the biggest private equipment leasing company in the country is one of our clients, and they roll this in to everyone they sell. So I'm not really counting them, because even though they might do 300 units, I don't want to give you the idea or concept that you can. They don't really sell 300 units. They roll it into their equipment leases. They do a quick half a page upsell to the customer. They finance it out over the equipment lease. It's real easy for them to sell. So there's a lot of those. We have tax franchises that have similar arrangements, leasing companies. We deal with merchant account providers. We deal with merchant account or merchant advance people. So a lot of these companies roll the suites in, and they'll sell it as a combo, and those people sometimes do 200-300 units. But our average partner that's just, hey, I'm a small business owner, I want to sell this as a primary or secondary product, they're conservatively doing, 10 or 20 a month, and then on a high level, they're usually doing 20 to 50 a month. That's pretty much the norm between those that are out there, successful, actually partners taking action selling. Versus just the call center that do really high volume. Have your clients had a hard time reaching people for the business finance suite when their client have a burning question? Every client's had a hard time reaching people for the business finance suite when their client have a burning question? Typically not, no. I mean, our advisors, I think, we track this, just so you know. We're very anal about how many calls are answered, and we average over 70%. So between 70 and 75% of all phone calls that come into our team are actively answered, to give you an idea of that. And then our voicemails are, I'd say, near 100% of the time returned within 30 minutes or less. So we don't have this problem. We're very organized. We're very streamlined. 70-75% of the time the live calls are answered. And if anybody had to leave a voicemail, we're usually getting them back to them in 5-10 minutes. Almost 100% of our calls get answered back within 30 minutes. So people don't usually wait to talk to our advisor team. And we also have email. So they can also email. They can leave a note in their actual system and get a response that way, or call. So because we give them so many different ways to communicate, and we're so anal retentive about our communication with the customer, that's just not something that we really see a problem with. It's nothing I deal with any concerns or complaints with, at least. I don't like having people waiting for questions I have no answers for. I don't blame you there. I would like to have immediate help when I have a question. I'm the same way. And that's why I said that about, if you call in and hit voicemail, I'm the same way. Like, when I want something, I want it now, and I expect you to jump. And sometimes it's not fair to people on the receiving end, because I'm so demanding in that facet. So I respect what you're saying. And we're dealing with business owners, and what we found is this. Business owners are busy. They're tied up. They don't have a lot of time to be wasted. So we don't like them to wait, because usually if they're making the time to call us on something, we need to address it right then and there, because even 30 minutes or an hour later, they're going to be into something different, and they're going to be further away from being able to do what they were ready to do right then and there. So I completely respect that. It's not something that we have any kind of problem with, because we're big on servicing, and we also really closely manage the amount of active clients we have per reps that we have on staff. So we've done this for years. We've helped 6,000 plus customers just in the last 3 years alone. So we have a very good gauge of what kind of responsive staff we need to have to make sure your customers are taken care of, and we get that handled. And I have a lot of people that come in and say, my customers are special. My customers want and demand a very high level of servicing, and I don't know if you could deliver it. And then we always hear the same feedback. Wow, I'm surprised. It's great. My customer gets this great feedback. I remember Monica, one of my favorite clients, very high demanding. Her customers are very high demanding. She charges them a lot of money, in response, as she expects it, she was very skeptical. She got in, and at one of the boot camps, she stood up to a similar question that was asked in the audience and said, I want to speak to this. She said, I had a customer. I had the same concerns. I sent him over. The service was unbelievable, and as a result, they've now referred me to this person who's a senator, and she got into all these organizations and stuff as a result of her very first customer that got in there. So I think you're going to find that our servicing is phenomenal. We focus about 10 times more on servicing than sales, okay, which is part of the reason we limit the amount of partners we even allow in per month, because we're so anal about servicing over even the selling part of it. So I respect what you're saying. I completely concur with what you're saying, and this is why we're so anal about making sure your customers are contacted right away. Now again, live Q&A, okay? I'm going to go here until the questions are answered, and then I'm out. So if you have questions, make sure you get them typed in right now, because I don't think I have a ton more here that are active in the queue. Hi, Ty and Lauren here. Hi, Lauren. Thank you for attending the webinar. I just informed my LLC January, just formed my LLC January 1st, have to set up the bank account. Could that be done through this program, or should it be done? We'll help you. We'll give you any advice you need, but you don't need to do it after you start the program. You could easily start this program. Having a bank account would not do anything to stop you from making it through step 1 or step 2. You just wouldn't want to start applying for business credit probably till you have one established. So, step 4, by step 4 you might want to get one, but that's easy to get set up. And if you have any problems in getting set up with bank accounts, some people do because they're in check systems or they have credit problems or anything that could prevent them, then let us know. Although you're probably not going to have that problem, because setting up a business bank account, anything you have personally in check systems or personal credit won't affect your ability to get that, so you probably won't have problems. If you need help, we can help you, but it's definitely not something you have to have before you get started. It's something you should get after you get started, because the setting up of your LLC, the getting the bank account, at least our advisory team can help you through that process, and sometimes I found it's just easier to have that help than try to do it on your own. What forms of payment do you take? Credit card, debit card, Visa, MasterCard, American Express. If you were doing a pay or a cashier's check or money order, we could do that only as a one payment. We don't do monthly recurring payments through money orders, and we're calling you every month trying to get the next money order. So if you're doing monthly payments, credit card, debit card, in Visa, MasterCard, Amex, Discover, we accept them all. And if you're doing a one payment, you could do money order, cashier's check. Just send me an email, give us a call. Right there's the information, and we'll get your information. We can get it processed that way if you're doing a one payment. How long has the product been offered? We've offered the finance suite. I came in here to offer the finance suite in January of 2012. So we've had the product out. I rolled it out in a limited beta test for about 6 or 8 months. Then I rolled it out to our active client base. So we've actively had the product out there for about 3 years. And again, we're about ready to do even a revamp and add in a bunch of additional features with our newly revised suite, which is going to be rolling out in 90 days plus. So really good timing. So it's been out for about 3 years. We've actually had it out there offering, Sean. So, and again, Sean, thanks for attending the webinar. What promises can be made to a potential client? Like what, if any, number do we keep at till the business gets? Okay, we offer a $50,000 guarantee that just guarantees that the customer can get $50,000 in business credit in the course of 12 months. And if for any reason they don't, we work with them another year till they do. So remember, we're not taking their money, you are, right? We're servicing. So because we're servicing the customer, we give a servicing guarantee that says, look, we guarantee you that you, Mr. Customer, is going to get at least $50,000 in 12 months in money, whether it be business credit, financing, whatever they're applying for. If they don't, we'll work with them another year until they do. So they get another 12 months with the advisor. And I tell you that because there's only one reason you can ever give me on why somebody doesn't get 50 grand. They just don't do what needs to be done. They don't take the steps. And it does happen. Like we'll have a client, especially January, they'll come in and they'll go, hey man, I've had this for 9 months and like I got busy and I didn't do anything and now I have all these goals for 2015 15 and I need money and I want money. So can you help me, because I'm not getting phone calls because I haven't been in using it for 10 months. And we'll restart them over and start servicing them again. So there's only one circumstance where somebody's not going to get 50 grand at least, and that's that they just don't take the steps that's needed to take to actually apply and get the credit. And again, we give them a guarantee. We'll work with you another year for 12 months until you can. So that being said, you can't really guarantee anybody they're going to get whatever, because you don't know what they're going to do. Some people will actually take the steps and do what they're supposed to do. Some people won't. So we have the $50,000 guarantee out there, although we tell our partners not even to promote it, because when they do promote it, then the customer comes in and goes, hey man, the guy that I talked to said I was going to get a $50,000 credit line this week. And we're like, that's impossible. And the guy that actually offered it to him said, I didn't say that. I don't even know where that comes from. So there seems to be confusion when you really talk about the guarantee at point of sale. So it has to be produced a certain way where the customer understands that it's not just a $50,000 credit line right away that they're getting. It comes in the form of vendor credit, revolving credit, cash credit, financing, whatever they're qualifying and whatever they're actually going through the steps of applying for. So again, very elaborate answer to a very simple question, but hopefully, Alan, that answers your question. Doug, what you got? Do you offer creating corporate structures as part of the process? Kind of not. We'll help advise them. We don't set up corporations for them because it's just so different. Like California's $600 to set up a corp, Florida's $60. They're so different between them that we could make an entire business just out of setting up their corporate structure, which we don't. So we'll help answer any questions they have along the way. We link in and give them access to, I think, 2 or 3 sources that do that for a small fee. They do help them with all the aspects of incorporation. So they can get with the company that does specifically that for their small fee through the finance suite. Our advisors will help them along the way also, but we won't actually physically do that as part of the finance suite for them. So hopefully that answers the question. Does your training show me how to find potential customers online, ways to market online? You have your name typed in as test, and I saw this question initially. Thank you very much for hanging out with me through the webinar, because your question initially to me was, are we going to talk about marketing through that? And I told you I would reference it, and unfortunately I think I did a bad job of that, so let me address it now. Yes, we do. The 7 Steps to Success guide you get, we tell you exactly what to do marketing-wise and advertising-wise and how to do it. Some of the most effective ways of advertising and marketing that we have found that we teach you is seminars is huge, network marketing groups, networking groups is big, like BNI and Chamber of Commerce. Those kind of groups are really, really, really big and great sources. A lot of our clients even do canvassing, surprisingly. Pay-per-click works very well. Facebook works very well, amongst a lot of other things. So, yeah, we go through that. We actually give you even a lot of the resources you need to do that kind of advertising marketing. And in your back office, we've done webinars, more webinars than you'll ever be able to handle on how to market, where we teach you how to do all of that. We teach you how to create your own radio show for free. We teach you how to do radio advertising, TV advertising, Craigslist advertising. All of that we have webinars on, and that's why I couldn't cover that alone in this webinar. I've got hour-long webinars where I just teach 5 different kinds of marketing that works. As a matter of fact, one of the last weekly webinars I did last week, I did a webinar that addressed marketing, and I even showed the landing pages and the web page addresses that we use as our funnels, so you could even go through and duplicate exactly what we have. And this year we're aggressively going to be testing marketing and advertising ourselves, and then rolling out to you access for turnkey marketing that's already done for you. So ton of training on that from us and from people that do it. We commonly have partners that are selling business credit come on to our webinars, like Sandy's about ready to join me in about 15 minutes on my next webinar, and they will even talk to you about what they're doing, how they're doing it. They'll map out step by step how they're having success. So for example, Kylan, one of our clients, was on a month or so ago, but I don't even know when it was, probably more than a month ago. He's very good at banks, getting bank affiliates. So he came on and walked through this, what I say, how I get to them, what I say to them, what to expect that they're going to say, what I show them. This is exactly how to do it. So beyond just hearing from people like me that teach you how to do it, you hear from actual partners that are successful doing those things, whether it be running a call center or whatever it may be, that teach you exactly how they're successful also. So we give you a lot of the resources you need to actually market, and on top of that, we also even have a lot of training on how to do that. How many have been sold in the last 3 years? I don't know, Sean. I'd have no idea. I'd have to go back and look through. I know last time I checked that we had done, I don't know how many it was, but I thought it was over 6,000. I think the last time I did a credit boot camp was the last time I looked at that statistic, and it was over 4,000, and that was sometime last year. And I think now we do, I don't even know, but I know last time I checked the statistic not too long ago, it was between, I think, 7,000 finance suites we'd actually sold, and a lot of our advisors have even a lot more experience even beyond that. So hopefully that answers that question. Can current finance suite customers get the revamped version of the finance suite? Yes. Well, I don't know about that yet. I'll have to we'll have to answer that or probably address that when it comes time. But I imagine that will probably be a yes. I think that all of our active clients will probably have access to the new system, but we're going to roll it out in a beta version and test it, work out some kinks first, and then all the clients that are active clients will probably have that. And I say probably because that's never been discussed yet internally, but I imagine the way we usually do business that is something we would roll out and we would make available for our existing clients. I see no reason we wouldn't after our beta test is done. So we pay the $99 monthly on a per customer basis. No, you don't, Robert. That's only for the CRM access. You pay that for access to your own CRM. That's not per customer. For every customer you sell, as I mentioned earlier, you're going to pay us $500 to $700, depending on if you're buying in bulk or one at a time. You're going to pay $500 to $700 per customer. You sell the finance suite for whatever, and we even have that worked out where you don't have to pay for 3 days. So you talk to Mr. Customer, you make the sale, you collect the money, you fill out the registration form, for example, for your $700. That doesn't even process for 3 days. So it gives you 3 days to have their money clear your account before we even charge you. So we've set it up where you can get their money, have their money clear your account before you're even charged, and then you could even buy them in bulk and even get a discount. So the $99 is not per customer, absolutely not. It's only one, and you only pay that one time per month, and that's just for access to the CRM to actually manage those customers. And just keep in mind that if you sell even one finance suite, it pays for about 1.5 years of that actual CRM, that CRM investment in $99. If someone wants to get set up in Florida, can anyone do that? Yes. I think I understand your question, so I'm going to answer that one, yes. Can a Regis mail address there? Yes, Regis has mail addresses here. I've actually had one. Or in Nevada is good. Doesn't matter. Anybody can say, look, as other people have different reasons for set up corporations in different states. I don't think there's enough of a benefit. If you're in California where it's $600 to set up a corp, well, then maybe you might want to consider something else. But the reality is it makes sense to set up your corp in the state you're doing business, and there's so minor differences between a lot of the states that it doesn't really make a difference. So yes, you can set it up in Florida or any of these states, even including Nevada. I suppose the landline needs to be located at the office address. It should be. I mean, it should be congruent if it's got a local area code. If it's toll-free, nobody's ever really going to know. Or can it be done at a home address? No, you can't use a home address, phone number. You got to use a virtual address or a virtual phone like Ring Central. Or you have to get a business phone number. They will know, and our finance suite will tell you if you're using a home phone or not. So it can't be a home phone, but it could be a home address. You just can't use a home address on your application. You need a Regis type of address. Regis just upped their prices, I think. I'm not sure exactly how much it is. Regis isn't bad. You got to keep in mind of what you're getting out of this. I mean, you might have to jump through a few hurdles to get initial corporate credit, but considering the approvals are 10 to 100 times higher than consumer credit, you're going to very quickly start to get very high limit cards. So even if you have to, as I did, get like a Regis virtual address, it's still much cheaper than buying or getting a physical address for your location or not getting any corporate credit and using your personal credit as a result. But I'm not sure right now what Regis's prices are, and there are other sources out there beyond Regis also. So Regis, okay. When is the next credit boot camp? Check creditbootcamp.com. I'm not sure when it is. I think it's April 20th will be our next live training event. Creditbootcamp.com will tell you that exact date. How many do we have to buy in bulk to reduce the price to $500 per client? It depends. Like we have sales once in a while. We do them about 3 or 4 times a year. We're actually having one right now this week. And right now this week you could buy 3 and get them for $1,400. You buy two, you get one free. So right now, as I speak to you today through tomorrow, Wednesday, we have an offer that we only do 3 or 4 times a year where you could buy two, get one free. So in that point, your cost is I think even less than that, less than $500. But normally with bulk pricing, the answer is you got to buy at 5 or more to get a discount, and you get a discount at 5, 10, or 15. So you've got to buy a higher volume between 5 or 15 to really get that price, but between 5 or $600. But again, in the beginning, that might not make sense for you. But most of our partners, once they get going and they're doing a normal volume of finance suites, it makes perfect sense to them because they'll come in and do one finance suite sale, they'll take their profits and buy 5 more units. And that's what we see a lot of clients do, especially once they get up and get going. How does a partner earn money off clients buying new services other than the finance suite? Well, with us, you get paid 2 different ways. You get paid one through you selling the finance suite. If you're enrolled as a client, you can enroll in our direct funding program. There's no reason to even really get into that in depth until you're actually a partner. But I can tell you that if you're doing 3 finance suite sales a month or more, that's free. It costs you nothing. You could even get into it at no cost. If you're not doing 3, then it probably doesn't make sense for you to get in the direct funding program. Beyond that, we're not paying you on anything else. We don't really make much on anything else. A lot of people come in and go, well, hey, I want to get paid when they sign up for Regis. There's no money there. And total affiliate commissions between the Regis, Ring Central type of thing, with all of our clients, we probably bring in $700 a month. So you're talking about Regis, corporation, stuff like that. If we did pay you out on that, it wouldn't even be more than $10. And that's just not worth it for the accounting nightmare it creates on our end. So you sell the finance suite, you're making your profit there, and then if you're in the direct funding program, you could get paid on the back end also. Do we have an ongoing commitment to keep your clients as our own? Oh, they're your clients. We never take your clients. We never service them. We never reach out to them directly beyond business finance suite communications and educating them on business credit. We don't sell them anything. We don't sell them to third parties. They're your clients. They actively stay your clients. Do we have an ongoing commitment to keep our clients around? Yeah, so they are your clients. Do we lose our exclusive contact to our clients? Oh, no, no, no. No, your clients are your clients. As a matter of fact, Sandy, one of our partners I keep mentioning because she's coming on our webinar soon, Sandy, for example, she actually services her own clients. That's why she charges nearly $5,000 for the suite, because she offers her own level of servicing. So they're your clients. We're just providing that aspect of the actual servicing from them. Okay, so I'm going to try to answer any questions. I appreciate that. Okay, so that's all the questions I have. That's perfect timing, too, because I have to jump to my next webinar right now. So hopefully I managed to answer all the questions that you have. I tried to. It's for you to know whether or not this makes sense for you or not. But I got to tell you, it's well worth it, I think. For the price you're paying to even build business crediting and financing for your business is phenomenal. This isn't something you're going to find anywhere else because nothing like it out there exists. And then to have the ability to even get the money back on your first sale and make the whole program free for you with even one sale basically makes a ton of sense. You got to think about it. You're enrolling for less than $2,000 or payments of $397, and with one sale you're usually going to profit $2,000 or more. So if you're making one sale, you paid for the whole program itself, including your own finance suite for your business. So if you think at all this is something you could do well with, and it's kind of a no-brainer, especially with the money-back guarantee and especially with letting you finance it over 6 months. So hopefully you feel the same. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I don't know if I have any other questions, but if so, I'm not going to probably be able to answer them. If you know a business that needs funds, is in business for 5 years and great credentials, but business has been slow for them, and to expand they need to ramp up production, does funding require they be a Credit Suite client? Well, if you could bring them in for the direct funding program if you were part of that, or if they're a Finance Suite client for us, they have to be our client to work with us, obviously. So if you're in the direct funding program, we could help them. If they're in the Finance Suite, we could help them also. So hopefully that answers that question. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thanks everybody very much for taking the time to enjoy this webinar. Make sure you write down the link, creditsuite.com/webinar special. If you do call or email us, just expect a little bit of a delay today, especially on emails for me. I won't even be available for another hour until I finish my next webinar. And I look forward to working with all you. I look forward to helping make this available. Somebody just asked how long is the offer. The answer is I don't know. It's going to be a limited time. It just depends. We have a certain amount of partners we allow into this. and it's not a lot of people a month that we allow in. So once we reach our quota, we shut this thing off. So I don't think that this is going to be valid beyond the end of the week. The last time we had it, it expired within 2 days. I think the next day we had to shut it down because we had so many people enrolling. So I don't have a set time, and I don't even have a set amount, but I can tell you it's going to be soon. It probably is not going to go past this week, and more than likely it might not even last more than a day or two. So all right, everybody, I've got to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you very much for everybody for attending this webinar. Reach out to us by phone or email with questions. And I look forward to working with you all, helping you become successful, and helping your customers get financing and credit for their business, as well as helping you get credit financing for your business. So thanks, everybody. Have a great day.